I call it the spinternet.
It will probably take down everyone.
I was very naive.
Big surprise.
So far, up until, I guess, 2009, we have assumed that the impact of the internet and new media on authoritarian states is mostly going to be positive, which is that it's mostly going to benefit the Democrats, is going to benefit the opposition, and eventually is going to help the democracy to flourish in those states. And in my own research in the last few months, and I guess more than a year now, I'm actually seeing a few contradictory trends where I actually see the internet playing as much of a negative role and helping some of the authoritarian regimes to stay in power as opposed to actually helping to overthrow them.
And the biggest problem is in these dictatorships, like Belarus, people are not interested in anything else than selling their car, sorry I'm saying it, pornography, some kind of download funny picture of myself, some kind of networking that is actually just for fun, and they are not interested in something else, something like whatever you call it, human rights or democracy.
So the question, if some kind of technology will help democracy and take down totalitarian regimes, is not the right one. I think the question is that it will probably take down everyone. And then the question is how to build it anew and who is building it anew.
The idea was that, we bring internet to China and democracy flourishes, and China has been online very actively, and everything we see so far is actually the opposite. That China has developed a technology which is now being used and exported to a number of other authoritarian states. So the situation hasn't been that quite clear as the world leaders expected.
I had an idea that you can use really internet to change something, but still internet is, and I think it will remain, at least for some time, just a tool to achieve another goals, to bring people together, to bring people to the street, but you can't do basically anything in the internet.
Thing about internet, it's not my idea, of course, it's out there, is that in the beginning it started with fewer users, which were mostly academicians and nice people. And this created such an illusion that basically, oh, hey, in internet I see nice people, but on the street I can see anyone. And then this anyone can be really bad people. And so internet makes people better, makes them academic, makes them nice and polite. Then about 1 billion new users joins the internet, and then suddenly you see that these guys are actually very nasty. They are just beating you up in anonymous ways. Sometimes it can happen. You have to limit this understanding, but you still stick to the understanding that internet is making people better.
Europe was preparing the first crusade to Holy Country, and then in Toulouse, in the market square, people had to decide, is this the right thing or wrong thing? They were claiming that the non-believers over there are very nasty people and anyway non-educated. And then you had some merchants who are coming from there and claimed otherwise. And then you had the spin doctors from the court of the Count of Toulouse who said that anyway there is a higher cause. I mean that the capacity of distinguish where is the spin, what information is truthful. This seems to me quite the same with saturation. I acknowledge, yes, we have a lot more of information today, but within our brain, it's pretty difficult to distinguish the truth.
I actually think that we overestimate the power of censorship and underestimate the power of spin and propaganda. And I think that now we're at a point, particularly because of the arms race, where we have enough tools which will enable pretty much anyone in the world to access any site they want, if they're willing to spend 5 minutes to know how Tor works or how other tools like Siphon work. And it's easy to learn, and you learn it in 4 or 5 minutes if you want to. It's much harder for you to build the same tool which will allow you to see what is actually propaganda and spin and what is actually genuine content written by someone. So I'm not so much worried about, the dictators figuring out how to make content inaccessible, because I think the whole history of the internet proves that it's more or less impossible, and people will always find ways in which, they will be able to discover it, whether it will be through mobile, or through email, or through some other means. I'm much more pessimistic about our ability to figure out what is paid by the government and by the party, and what is actually, the genuine opinion of a user, and how much brainwashing is going on behind the scenes.